Can setting aside a mere 5,000 rupees every single month from your paycheck actually turn you into a crorepati? Look at this bar chart of a 25,000 rupees salary. The moment it hits, it rapidly depletes for rent, food, bills, and family expenses. If you protect that tiny remaining slice, 5,000 rupees, every month for 20 years, what does it look like? 10 lakh rupees? 30 lakh rupees? Or 1 crore rupee? Let's look at a 25-year-old named Rahul. He makes that exact 25,000 rupees salary, and by the end of every month, he stares at an empty bank account. Rahul wants to build wealth, but he faces a massive mental roadblock. He assumes he needs to wait until he earns a huge salary to start saving, because setting aside small pocket change feels useless. But a friend offers him a very different piece of advice. Don't wait for a windfall. If your absolute limit right now is 5,000 rupees, draw the line there and start immediately. For Rahul, the struggle isn't just about finding the money, it's about the conviction that such a small amount is even worth the effort. To see if he's right, we have to look at the actual math. That discipline takes the form of a systematic investment plan, or SIP. You commit a fixed amount to a mutual fund at a regular interval. This timeline charts Rahul's SIP over 1 year. 12 identical 5,000 rupee blocks stack up, totaling 60,000 rupee. Extending this x-axis across a 20-year horizon, those blocks compress into a dense, flat baseline. Over 2 decades, he pays exactly 12 lakh rupee out of his own pocket. But look closely at that flat line. Saving money linearly like this only stores capital. It does nothing to multiply it. Raw, disciplined savings create the necessary foundation, but they mathematically fall short of generating serious wealth without an external engine driving growth. This diagram illustrates that required growth engine, compounding. Your initial capital flows into the market and generates returns. Those returns then loop back, expanding your original base, meaning your money now earns returns on its own returns. Here's that flat baseline of 12 lakh rupees in invested capital again. Applying an illustrative average annual return of 12%, a secondary exponential curve sharply diverges upward. That massive delta represents roughly 37.5 lakh rupees in market growth, pushing the total future value to nearly 50 lakh rupees. We need to be absolutely clear here. Mutual fund returns are never fixed. The market fluctuates, and this specific mathematical projection is an illustration, not a guarantee. So if a 5,000 rupee monthly contribution gets us to an illustrative 50 lakh rupees, how does a person map out a route to 1 crore rupees? The answer is a strategy known as the step-up SIP. This stepped bar chart demonstrates the mechanics. Instead of keeping the contribution flat, you increase your SIP amount by exactly 10% every single year. You start at 5,000 rupees, step up to 5,500 rupees the next year, 6,050 rupees the next, and so on. As your salary increases, your lifestyle gets more expensive. A step-up SIP forces your investment contributions to aggressively pace with your lifestyle inflation, drastically accelerating your financial trajectory. Eventually, the market drops. Rahul checks his portfolio, sees his balance shrinking rapidly, and feels the intense psychological urge to kill his SIP immediately. Surviving these dips requires a complete financial ecosystem. If you have an isolated emergency fund and your high-interest debts are under control, you will never be forced to liquidate your investments at a loss just to survive. Without that ecosystem, investors fall into predictable traps. They chase funds based purely on past performance. They panic sell the moment their portfolio turns red. They throw money into the market without mapping it to a specific financial goal. They expose all their cash without keeping any emergency reserves. And finally, they treat market-linked mutual funds as if they offer fixed, guaranteed payouts. Market crashes routinely erase short-term gains, but they do not destroy long-term wealth. The investor's emotional reaction to the crash destroys the wealth. 20 years later, at age 45, Rahul has navigated the volatility. By avoiding those emotional traps and keeping his SIP running through the crashes, he successfully built his corpus. The exact numbers we calculated are secondary. The true metric of your financial success is whether you can initiate the habit of saving right now. Look at your own monthly capacity. Maybe it's $5,000, maybe it's $2,000. Figure out what that number is today. Your initial investment amount dictates the starting line, but over a 20-year horizon, the variables of time, discipline, and consistency will always determine where you finish.